This next question is from Krishna. Swamiji, in one of the videos you had mentioned that Advaitic meditation is preferred over yogic meditation. So I am curious to know why Advaitic meditation is preferred.
All right. Yeah, I know. It's the way I put it. I try to play fair, but my preferences come out with no uncertain terms. Because you sound like you are saying you prefer Advaitic meditation over yogic meditation. But what's the difference between yogic meditation and Advaitic meditation? Meditation is basically focusing the mind. It could be concentrating on something, concentrating on Om, concentrating on the beloved form of my Krishna or Ramakrishna, or it could be just awareness, follow the breath. Not concentrating on anything in particular, just awareness. So, basically it is a kind of focus of the mind, not letting the mind drift. That's meditation. But then on what you focus on and what is the purpose behind it that distinguishes yogic meditation from Advaitic meditation. For precision and clarity, let me say, when I say yogic meditation, I mean Patanjali Yoga, the Yoga Sutras. When I say Advaitic meditation, I mean Nididhyasana. When you ask for practice of Advaita, they say hearing, thinking, meditating. That meditating, hearing, thinking, meditating. That meditating is Nididhyasana. What's the difference? Yogic meditation is concentration of mind. Yogash chitta vritti nirodha. It's defined in the second sutra of the Yoga Sutras. Yoga is the cessation of the modifications of the mind. The mind thinks of this and that and the other things. And if you can focus it, thinks about this only, this only, this only. Then the mind becomes absorbed in one vritti, one thought. And from there to no thought. Yogash chitta vritti nirodha. So it's a way of technique of quietening the mind into the deepest level of quietness. Why would you want to do that? Of course, it sounds nice and it's very, very peaceful. Very, very peaceful. You can't have more peace than that in this world. But there's a purpose behind it, because the second sutra says, Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Then the witness consciousness is appreciated in its real nature. Third sutra of the Yoga Sutras. So witness consciousness is appreciated in its real nature, in samadhi, in the deepest yogic meditation. What about other times when I'm thinking, when I'm not meditating? Fourth sutra. Vritti sarupya mitaratra. At other times, the witness consciousness is mixed up with the movements of the mind. Anger, I am angry. You don't say, I am the witness consciousness of anger in the mind. No. You yell and scream and I am angry. Immediately. Witness consciousness obscured by, identified by, mixed up with the movements of the mind. That is the purpose, that's the whole scheme of yogic meditation. How is this different from Advaitic meditation? It's different. There's a subtle difference. In Advaitic meditation, the aim is not to suppress or quieten or, reduce the mind to no thought. Rather, it is to appreciate the truth about yourself. I am Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. And stay there. That is Advaitic meditation. You learn Vedanta from, that's why Advaitic meditation comes at the end of study, hearing these truths, thinking it through, arguing it through, clearing all your doubts, getting the conviction, getting the clarity. After you're convinced and clear, there is clarity. You understand what Vedanta says. You know that there is something called Brahman and you understand it, and you are more or less ready with this clarity. I am Brahman, not the body and mind. I am the ground of this universe, Satchidananda. Now is the time for Vedantic meditation. To stabilize yourself in that. Otherwise, habits of mind accumulated throughout a lifetime of wrong thinking and lifetimes of long thinking. They'll keep sweeping you back into, you know you are Brahman, you keep acting as Mr. X or Mrs. Y. You keep reacting to the world. with pleasure or pain, with suffering, or the desire for hankering for enjoyment and the fear of suffering. All these natural reactions are still there. They have to be erased by stabilizing yourself. That stabilization. Look at the word used for an enlightened person in the Gita. Sthita pragya, one of stabilized wisdom. Not a person who has realized Brahman. Not a person who gets a flash, oh, I know I'm Brahman. Not yet. Take it easy. Settle down there and meditate upon what you have read, what you are convinced about, what you are clear about. Stay with it. That staying with it is Vedantic meditation. Let me give you differences. Shankaracharya, in his Aparokshanubhuti, he gives 15 techniques of meditation, or 15 steps of Vedantic meditation. And mischievously, playfully, he uses the terms of yogic meditation. Asana, they're all borrowed, completely plagiarized from Patanjali without the slightest hint of shame or any kind of acknowledgement. They are borrowed from Patanjali. No, he acknowledges actually towards the end of the book. The terms are deliberately borrowed from yogic meditation and then subverted. I'll show you how. He says pranayama. You know what is pranayama? In Patanjali meditation? 8 limbs of yoga. Not steps, limbs of yoga. 8 parts of yoga. What are the 8 parts? Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. What do they mean? Yama and niyama, the moral prerequisites, discipline. Basically a clean life, clear up your life. Third, asana, sitting. You learn it in yoga schools, different ways of sitting. You have to learn how to sit. Yes, there's a lot to learn about sitting. So sitting. And then breathing. So now I have to learn about breathing. I've been doing it since Yes, there's a lot to learn about breathing. One of the first yoga teachers who came here, I think B.K.S. Iyengar, he writes in his book, Lights on Yoga? Yeah, he writes there. When he started his school in USA for the first time, the Western people started coming to him. He said, I was surprised to see the people are barely breathing. They're so tight. They're barely breathing. No wonder all kinds of diseases and afflictions and physical and psychosomatic, they all come on you if you don't do the basic function of your life, which is breathing. Afterwards comes eating and sleep and exercise and all of that. Breathing. You're hardly breathing. So breathing, that's the third step. Third limb, pranayama. No, fourth one, pranayama. Fifth one is pratyahara. Now you're ready to enter into meditation. You have to withdraw. Stop seeing, stop hearing, stop checking that thing on the phone, that infernal device. Switch it off. No, really, don't even keep it on. Switch it off. If you keep it on, a part of your mind will be there. And it announces its presence by buzzes and tings and dings and all. So switch it off. Pratyahara, withdraw. Our senses continuously flow outside. Withdraw from the outside to the inside. It's called pratyahara. I remember I was giving a talk once. This was in London in a seminar. And the president who was presiding over the session, she this Indian lady, very erudite. She's a retired diplomat. She was India's ambassador to Spain, but she is heading these cultural events. So she was there. I said, the Upanishad says, Paranchikhani vetrinat swayambhu tasmat parang pashyati nantaratman. The Upanishad says, our senses are turned outwards. We continuously see things outside, hear things and smell and touch and taste. And so we are aware of the external world. We are not aware of the self within. So we are continuously seeing out there. Then she stood up and said, the Swami just said that we are continuously looking outwards, out there. If it were only so, that wouldn't be so bad at all. We are all looking at our screens, not even looking out there. And she said, if you looked at nature and the world and at people, that would be so nice. I saw this little picture where it shows a group of teenagers. They're all hanging out together, American or European, hanging out together, all sitting on the ground somewhere, and all of them are looking at their own mobile phones. They're all sitting next to each other. None of them looking at each other, talking to each other. They're happy to be together, but they don't interact. They are interacting with the phones. Pratyahara, withdraw. Then, dharana, focus. Unbroken focus, dhyana, meditation. And that meditation deepens into samadhi, the highest absorption. That's also savikalpa samadhi, sampragyata samadhi, samadhi with an object. And then that will go away, no more thought in the mind, asampragyata samadhi. So that's yoga, Patanjali yoga. What does Shankaracharya have to say about it? I'll give you one example and stop. We have run out of time. This clearly distinguishes between yogic meditation and Advaitic meditation. He uses the term pranayama. Pranayama with breathing. What is breathing? Breathing in, puraka. Kumbhaka, holding the breath. Then breathing out, rechaka. Then breathing in, then you hold the breath outside, bahya kumbhaka. Then breathing in again, puraka, from the other nostril. Then hold the breath. Then release it through this nostril. What does that do? Breathing calms the mind. So that's pranayama, right? Yogic pranayama. What does Shankaracharya say? What is Vedantic meditation? He says Vedantic meditation is breathing out. It starts with breathing out. Breathing out, the world is an appearance. There is no real world out there apart from me, Brahman. Nothing out there. It's all in my consciousness. The world is an appearance. Jagat mithya. That's breathing out. Breathing in, aham brahmasmi. I am Satchidananda. I am Brahman. Hold the breath. Stay there. Aham brahmasmi. Breathing out, the world is an appearance. Breathing in, Brahman alone is real. Stay there. I am Brahman. This is, he says, this is Vedantic meditation. He calls it the higher pranayama. This is Vedantic pranayama. This is Vedantic breathing. And it actually happens. Swami Shraddhananda, who was there in Sacramento. Some of the seniors might have seen him. Swami Shraddhananda. He told this story. One day he saw Swami Subodhananda, who was a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, sitting in Belur Mutt near Swami Vivekananda's room, long after Swami Vivekananda had passed away. He would sit there and read. So one day he's sitting there and reading, and he's looking up and laughing. If you look up from that place, you will see the Ganges and Calcutta on the other side. So he's looking up and laughing, and reading and looking up and laughing. So Swami Shraddhananda couldn't restrain his curiosity anymore. He went and asked Swami Subodhananda, Swami, what are you reading and why? What are you looking at and why are you laughing? And Swami Subodhananda said, I'm reading here, it's a Vedanta book. Basically, this book says, Brahman alone is real, the world is false. When I look up, when I read Brahman is real and I look up and I see everything is Sri Ramakrishna. The river and the city and the skies and everything is Sri Ramakrishna. Brahman, basically, it means everything is Brahman. And I read again, the world is an appearance, the world is false. And I look up and I see everything, he says, Chai Dipid, mountains of ashes. It's nothing. There are two ways of looking at the world. Name and form and function, that's what is important to us in the world. That's nothing from the point of view of Brahman, from the point of view of an enlightened person. And the reality beneath, Brahman, which is hidden from our sight, that's revealed to them. So, breathing in, I am Brahman, the reality. Breathing out, everything else is an appearance. Breathing in, Brahman alone is real. Holding the breath, stay there, I am Brahman. Breathing out, the world is an appearance. That is Vedantic Pranayama compared to Yogic Pranayama. What is Yogic Pranayama? And then Shankaracharya mischievously adds a little twist in the tale. He says, So this is the real pranayama. This is Vedantic pranayama, Vedantic breathing. And the other one, he says, he uses the word, the other one is torturing the nose. Is mere torture of the nose. One caution here. If you read those 15 things which he has explained, they are wonderful, they're very profound. Your mind immediately quietens down just by reading it, let alone doing it. But it's not meant as a critique of Patanjali Yoga. Because Shankaracharya himself at the end says that the Patanjali Yoga, the yogic meditation, the yogic techniques are very good as preliminaries. If you just straight away drop all practices, you don't know how to sit, you don't know how to breathe, your mind is scattered in 100 different directions, and you say, world is false, Brahman is real. Very soon it will become the Brahman is false, world is real. It will not work. It sounds nice on paper. It will not work unless the mind and body are disciplined, and that discipline comes through Patanjali Yoga.